True enough. You hit on this new remote work. I guess it's not new, but companies being more willing to at least talk about it, right? Not having a lot of physical bodies in a physical workspace. Do you think that organizations are ready for that shift? Because think of it, if I don't need 100 people at this current address every single day, does that change the dynamic for leadership? Because if you haven't, or I always say there's two types of bosses. You have managers and then you have leaders, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like the managers have a harder time to adjust because they're not used to really driving and coaching up. They're used to demanding, right? And then with this shift, how does that work, right, organizationally?
I think there's been a lot of people trying to, learn that on the fly.
You're good.
Work from home life. There's been a lot of people that are trying to figure this out, and the teams that have massive SDR presences and account executives and all those different things, it's just the people that needed to go and walk the floor are having to figure out really, really quick about what does it mean to have kind of daily check-ins with my team? What does it mean to have, kind of that remote interaction? And how can I use technology to basically make it as if I am there? And so hopefully it's not just in that micromanagement, using all the different metrics to see how long people have been away on Teams or on Slack or all these other devices that people are using right now. If they're actually trying to be a leader inside of that team, they're looking to see, okay, what has Alex been doing? What has Cody been doing over the last, 30 minutes, the last hour, the last 3 days? What are the trends in there? How much success is he having? Where is he having, some roadblocks? And what is it that I can add, digitally? What can I send him? What can I contribute? How can I make him or her better? Right. As a result of, just kind of taking a look at all the metrics and all the data that's available. But if you're just out there and you're trying to just rely on walking the floor and listening to people and being on the phone with them and everything, just kind of the way that it was, again, it just goes to that same sentiment that we had prior, where it's going to be very difficult for those people to pivot. But all of the technology is there. All of the technology. I mean, people like Gong, Outreach, these guys are doing massive things in the sales organization and kind of the whole sales cycle to make it so that all of those tools are available. There's no shortage of technology to make it so that a manager can be on the phone with somebody, so that a manager can be monitoring all this different information and looking for spikes and trends and anything to make it so that they can actually add value to their team as opposed to just micromanaging. It's made it more prevalent, I think you would say, because the managers that are calling in just to check in, hey, just giving you my daily check-in, right? And they're not adding anything to the equation, right? That's just something where I really don't have time for that, because I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can for CSG to make it so that we come out of this in a way better situation than when we entered it. And it's tough. It's not easy. And my calendar's full, and I have, my life is just different. I've got kids in the background. I've got things to take care of. I've got diapers to change. I've got the trash to take out. All of these things are now impacting my 8 to 5 that did not before. Right. It's just a very different world. And so if you're not adding value and if you're not helping me help others, I'm going to be less likely to answer that random phone call and just kind of say, hey, I'm doing something. So it's different. You made a good point. There are definite leaders and there are definite managers. And I think the managers are scrambling, but the leaders have just kind of adjusted the tool that they're using, adjusted the method by which they can still continue to add value. If you weren't adding value before and you were just creating reports and sending it up the leadership chain, it's probably been a tough couple weeks for you.
That's true.